Do you know why the sky of Teyvat is fake? In fact, fans may have created the false sky to protect Teyvat. So then, what exactly is the false sky? According to before sun and moon, the earliest inhabitants of this world were the 7 elemental dragon lords and their kin. Until the primordial one, Phanes, was born. They used the eggshell to separate the universe and the microcosm of the world, and the eggshell is the false sky. After that, Phanes went to war against the 7 dragon lords. Following 40 years of fierce conflict, the 7 dragon kings were defeated and submitted to him. Phanes became the new ruler and created humanity. At that time, Maybethe, the leader of the 7 dragon lords, for unknown reasons, left Teyvat to travel beyond the world and did not take part in the war. At the same time, the 3 moon goddesses, who had once been under Maybette's command, were taken over by Phanes and coexisted in harmony with the principles of Celestia, since Phanes still needed them to sustain the planet's existence and operation. However, the 3 moons were created by Maybethe to help him govern Teyvat. The primordial being that made the 3 moons rise from the earth was Maybethe. Therefore, upon returning from interstellar travel, Maybethe regarded them as traitors and brought the abyssal power he had discovered beyond the world back to Teyvat. Then he launched a war of vengeance against the heavenly principles, seeking to reclaim Teyvat. But he was ultimately defeated. This war came to be known as the Funerary Year, during which all 3 moon sisters perished. The scariest part is that with the death of the 3 moons, the very existence of Teyvat itself seems to be at stake. According to Song of the Welkin Moon, it can be inferred that at that time, the entire Teyvat may have relied on the moons to govern the cycle of life and death. Without the moons, Teyvat could once again descend into chaos. Therefore, I speculate that, under such circumstances, Phanes may have created the false sky to save Teyvat, using the remaining power of the 3 moons. On one hand, it could maintain the stability of the planet. On the other, it could also keep the abyss at bay. Moreover, according to Klee, the Hexenzirkel seems to be maintaining the borders of Teyvat, which very likely also refers to the false sky. Therefore, the false sky might have been nothing more than Phanes' reluctant measure to protect Teyvat. Curiosity, after all, is the essence of humanity. Many civilizations like Kinria once dared to peer beyond the false sky, seeking to escape the shackles of gods and destiny. But all were suppressed by the heavenly principles with the celestial nails, the deep blue crystal spikes. This may have been done to prevent forbidden knowledge from spreading through the ley lines and to maintain the integrity of the false sky. In Nahidha's statement, it refers to the celestial nail. However, many once prosperous civilizations were destroyed as a result, and now, with the heavenly principles nowhere to be found, the corruption of the abyss has begun to worsen. Whether it is the war against abyss in Natwa, or the loosening of the border between life and death in Liyue, it all seems to herald a greater catastrophe. Can we save Teyvat from the abyss? Thanks for sticking around. If you're curious about more, be sure to follow me for continuous Genshin lore and insights.